everyone, to the FSF PopCast and the Three Geeks podcast. Well, one geek? Seriously, we got to figure out the math on that.
We don't know the math. There's like 12 of us. It's fine.
The fact that we have one geek somehow makes it that there's three, and I don't understand. But
we're more of the dividend of Three Geeks podcast.
Welcome to the Nobody Knows the Number of Geeks podcast. Oh, goodness. Well, our guest joining us tonight is an actor who will be joining us at the Monroe Comic Con as well on September 13th and 14th in the beautiful and hopefully sunny Monroe, Michigan. Tickets are currently available in the link in the episode description below as well.
Jordon is a member of the cast of Power Rangers Dino Fury and Cosmic Fury, playing the Gold Ranger in both shows. Welcome to the Megazord of a show today with the combined two podcasts. Jordon Fite, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. So normally we save this question for last, but Tim isn't here. And so now Tim's rules don't matter because this is my show now. I'm the captain now. I always wanted to say that. So we're going to shake it up a little bit.
Alrighty.
So we usually end with a silly question, but I'm going with it first. So Jordon, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Oh my God, my favorite dinosaur. I know growing up, T-Rex was my favorite. But then I pivoted, once I became a ranger. And, I opened up a little bit because some people, I did Power Morphicon. And it was a supporter that came to the table and he said, the Mosasaurus is really not a dinosaur. But in my head, I was just like, I've been thinking that it was, it was a Mosasaurus. So that was my favorite. That's my favorite dinosaur since like booking the show. But before I booked the show, it was a T-Rex.
I love that. It is funny is the number of like dinosaur facts that I didn't know until I had a kid who went through her dinosaur phase. Mm-hmm. And then my husband has a friend who actually paints dinosaurs for a living. Like that is his job, is he does custom dinosaur paintings. And so there were a couple of times as our daughter was growing up and deciding that she liked different dinosaurs. And I'm like, Bobby, I need you to tell me, how do I pronounce this name? Because I'm never going to get it.
Yeah, there's some crazy names out there for sure.
There are. And it is confusing too with the Mosasaurus, with the, why does it end with saurus if it's not a dinosaur? But I get it. It's because it's in the water instead. I don't know. It's weird.
Like, he literally had a full explanation on why it wasn't a dinosaur. And I was just like, I've been thinking for the last 3 years that a Mosasaurus was a dinosaur. So in my mind, it's still a dinosaur. So that is my favorite.
I'm going to go with it. They're really cool, too.
That's a humongous. Well, growing up, my favorite animal was like was a shamu that I used to call it, killer whale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my favorite animal because I went to SeaWorld a lot because I'm here in Texas. So, like, for me to transition to that and then to me still having a sea animal was just, like, perfect.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
So, Jordon, were you in Power Rangers going into it? And if so, what's your favorite series of Power Rangers so far? Besides your own, obviously.
Of course. Ian would have said my own series. That would have been an Ian answer. Ian would have answered his own series for sure. But me, I didn't have like a particular series that I just remember watching. I just knew my favorite color was red. I knew the Red Power Ranger was my favorite, and I knew a Roundhouse Kick was coming every Saturday morning. So it was just like, I knew those two things for sure. So it was just like, I don't remember what series. But I'm pretty sure it was like Mighty Morphin. It was through Mighty Morphin's journey on the show. So that's what I'm thinking that I'm going with. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it was, though.
Dude, I respect that answer because if you say Mighty Morphin and you said like Tommy, that seems to be the consensus. It's cool to hear somebody say, I'm basic, like Tommy was mine, but that's cool that the Red Ranger was yours. I like that answer.
Yeah, because I knew my favorite color was red growing up. Like when I was a kid, it's still my favorite color, but like my favorite color is red. So it's just like, okay, I like the red guy. I like the guy that's wearing red. And that's just like what I went through. And that's like, everybody has their like crazy stories. And then I come in with my simple story. Yeah, my favorite color is red and I like the Red Power Ranger. But
what's it been like meeting other cast members from the series?
Oh my gosh, just meeting like different seasons and just seeing how their season was. Everything was just like, and that's why I enjoy these cons because like if we don't have these cons, I really probably wouldn't see like all of the Ranger family. You know what I mean? So that's why I love going to these cons, meeting the supporters, being able to reunite with other actors that was on the show as well, hear their stories, and just see how it is like being a part of like this franchise. You know, this 30-year franchise that's been going on. So like I cherish each of those moments. So it's awesome meeting like other cast of the show. And then, you know, at Power Morphicon this past season, 2 weeks ago, that was my first time my full cast was at a con together. So it was just like it's always something like new that's happening that's always like have me excited to go to these different things. And then I get to travel to these different parts of the world, you know what I mean? To like meet different people that watches the show as well. So yeah, I enjoy every moment of these things. So yeah.
It's cool. I will admit I was never really into Power Rangers, which sounds really bad. I had a bunch of friends who were.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a universe that I'm not super familiar with, other than I know the Red Ranger, and that was about it. Like that's about the end of my
That's all you need, right? That's all you need.
But, you know, it was funny is like looking into doing research for the interview, and then I was looking at your social media a little bit as well, just to kind of get to know you as a person. We light stalking, it's research. We're going to put it under the category of research. You had posted on Instagram early last year, which sounds really bad now that I look at how far back it was. Anyway, that success isn't about what you accomplish in your life. It's about what you inspire others to do. So what do you hope to inspire others to do? Like, what is your hope?
My hope is, I have a couple of them actually. But the step one, like, as you can probably also tell from my social media, is that I go to different schools and I talk to kids. And I just try to tell people, you never know what you're destined for. Like, try new things. And that's basically how my story was for me growing up, was like, I didn't want to try new things. Like, I just wanted to stick to what I knew and what I knew how to do. And the perfect word for that is comfortable. I wanted to be comfortable. I didn't want to get out of my comfort zone. And not like with me not being able to do that, like if I didn't step out my comfort zone, there's no telling where I'd be at in my life. So I stepped out of my comfort zone to be an actor. And that got me to be a Power Ranger. And that put me on a platform to me be able to inspire others and stuff like that. So like, that's one of the main things that I like just preach. Like, you never know what you're destined for. Try new things. Venture out. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah. So that's why I inspire the youth to do, because everybody is so stoked on. Because I know when I was in school, like everybody was just like so locked in on, oh, you need to be an athlete. Oh, you need to be a doctor. Oh, you need to be a lawyer. Like it was always like those demanding of things. Mm-hmm. And like, no, they didn't know what else to do. Like if I didn't graduate high school or didn't go to college, I don't know what else to do in my life. And I'm just telling people, like, just venture out. You never know what you're destined for. So that's one of the main things that I just want to encourage others to do.
I hadn't thought about using, I mean, I should have, because Power Rangers are incredibly influential with little kids. I hadn't thought about using that platform to inspire the kids, but that is really cool. I mean, you talk about, I know that there's been superheroes or people who will dress up as superheroes, and the actors even who have played superheroes going to schools. But that's really cool as a Power Ranger to be like, no, you can do this. Go, and you don't necessarily have to have the big college experience. There are other things that are not college related that can be just as fulfilling and just as cool.
Right. Because I was in college a semester. Like, I literally went to college for a semester. Like, I don't know if a lot of people know that, but I went to college for a semester, and that's when I booked the role of Power Rangers. So it was just like, you know what I mean? Like, not saying don't go to college. Everyone has their own lifestyle. Everyone has their own journey. You know what I mean? Like, but everybody is just like, everybody don't have that opportunity to go to college, or everybody don't get the opportunity to go to college. So it's just like, don't just say, oh, my life is nothing. Just pivot, find a new thing. It's a lot of things people go skillful at, and they just need to take those and put them to use. But yeah, that's one of the biggest things that I do. And then also with the platform also is just like kids. Yeah, when your teacher tell you something or when your parent tell you something, sometimes they go through one ear, not the other. Mm-hmm. But like if it's someone you look up to, or somebody you call your superhero, somebody you see on TV is coming and telling you those same things that your parents and your, you know what I mean, your parents and your teachers and your counselors are telling you, it'll hit you a little harder. You know what I mean? Like if the parent be like, oh, go to school and you need to pay attention to be successful. But if I go as someone that's, on the verge of, my success is still continue to grow. But if they hear that from me, it's just like, okay. And I've heard back from schools, like counselors has reached back out to me and different teachers have reached back out to me. Like the kids really they're really taking in like what you're saying. And once that first school did that, I just started to make it like a ritual.
Yeah.
I started to make it a ritual, do it in every parts of towns that I can. Like I'm finna start making it like to where I do it in every city. Like anytime I have a con somewhere, like go to a school, like, and that's something that I'm working on during the process. So, and I'm also soon to be coming out with some children's books. So
I love that.
It's a lot of stuff that I just want to do with this, and I just want to help the youth, man. I like literally, I love seeing smiles on people's faces. So this
and
is
they
like
literally are our future. Like we rely on them so much that we're trying to raise them. We're trying to help them grow into the human beings that we know that they need to be. But they are also our future. My daughter will be 6 in 2 weeks.
Wow! Happy early birthday to your daughter.
She's incredible, and it's so funny. She just started first grade, and watching these little snippets start clicking, and all of a sudden today she's like, "Hey, Mom, I really like math." I'm like, "Alrighty then, let's do this." I'm like, "I am not as big of a fan, but you like math. Let's go.
Let's roll with it.
We will work on math first today." It's like it is so important for our kids to know that they can go and do, and they can accomplish their dreams.
Right.
I love it.
Right.
I'm also excited about your books. Kids' books are fun.
They are.
That was such a well answered and good question. I'm going to get back to the nerdy stuff now. But so I'm a big Power Rangers fan, and there's something fascinating about your season. I haven't watched Power Rangers until your season. Last time I watched it was Dino Thunder with Jason Frank when he returned. And then I heard that Lord Zed was in your season. So I was like, all right, I'm going to check this out because you guys were bringing. And then you guys got David Yost, who's one of the few members of the original Power Rangers I haven't met yet. What's he like? What was it like working with him on that final season?
Oh my gosh, David is amazing. It was an honor working with, the OG coming back to our season. So that was amazing. But just to see him just transition to like how we act on set. Like, of course we go to work, you know what I mean? But you also got to have fun. It's all about having fun and enjoying it. And just to see him just like joke around with us and stuff like that, it was because we were a cast that it was a loud set when all of us was on set. So it was just like it was a journey throughout the whole thing. Ion even had a little couple of jokes a lot of people didn't catch in the series, but one of the jokes was like one of the oldest Power Rangers joke, and I'm just like, technically, I'm one of the oldest Power Rangers. You know what I mean? So that was fun that we got to like just show that on screen as well. So yeah, it was an honor working with David. It was amazing working with David. Cherished every moment of it. And I'm pretty sure my whole cast can say the same thing as well. I think
what
I
was
can
it
speak
like?
for my whole cast on that one.
Because you're only one of 3 casts essentially that worked more than one season.
Yeah, I heard.
What was that like? Being asked to come back, that had to have been awesome because, like I said, it's happened very few. I think Mega Force and then the original Power Ranger series were the only ones that continued past one season.
Yeah, so it was like literally at first none of us believed it. Like it was like rumors, like at the end of Dino Fury, like a little rumors was going past, like, yeah, they're not breaking down the sets, they just sending them to storage and this is that. And we're all like putting 2 and 2 together. So like we'll go film a scene or something. We'll just go back to our camper before we switch over, and we'll just have like our little small talks. And it'll just be like, guys, like they're not breaking down the sets. Like, what are they doing? So we trying to put 2 and 2 together to see. And then there was like a rumor that go out to say like, you guys might be coming back. And we're thinking like, no way. Like it hasn't happened in years of Power Rangers. Like, why now? Like, why us? Like, we doubt it. And then we finally heard that the actual, like, they wasn't breaking down the sets. They didn't know what they were going to do next. And then we got back home and they sent out phone calls and emails saying, like, would you guys like to come back for a 3rd season? And we're just like, of course. So it was like we never take that for granted. Just to be one of the fewer seasons to ever do that, like since Mighty Morphin and stuff. So we cherished all of those moments, and it was amazing. It was amazing going back to do a season 3. It was amazing because it's not even just that we was able to go back and film the show. It was just like our characters' development. Like it's longer. And I heard like just from like speaking to supporters of the show, they're big fans of character development. So for us to be able to go back and do that, it was amazing.
I think your series will go down as one of the popular ones because you hear about Mighty Morphin being the most popular, and that's, again, character developments because they got to spend more time with the characters.
They got
and
more time with the characters. They did more seasons. So
yeah. So thinking about Power Rangers, I mean that's a 30-year-old franchise. Not a lot of franchises get 30 years.
Way to make me feel old, Kathleen.
You're welcome. It's okay. I'm only a little bit older than Power Rangers. Not as old as Jason, but it's okay. So, and I mean, like I was saying, not many shows last that long. But if you had the chance at being part of another franchise or cinematic universe, which one would you want to join, and for what role?
I would probably say, well, I've gotten cool with a lot of the like cast from different seasons. So it's just like I will always want to go back. Like I got tight with the Beast Morphers cast. So I would want to go back to Beast Morphers. But if it was just like all indictment, I would literally like probably go back to Mighty Morphin because that's like the OGs. And I'm technically an OG Ranger according to the Morphin grid. Because I'm 65 million years old. You know what I mean? So we're just like me and Zato literally like we're one of the oldest, probably the 2 oldest Power Rangers like ever. If you think about it, but it'll probably be Mighty Morphin, most definitely. Mighty Morphin as myself, as Ion, and I feel like I can fit right in because of, according to the Morphin grid, I'm literally the oldest Power Ranger ever. And just to be able to go in and just be like the young cat, you know what I mean? Like Walter had his own, like dance little thing, but yeah, just to like piggyback, I feel like I fit in perfectly with their cast. I don't know if it's because I know them now or what, but I feel like Ion can go in and be the one that does what he does in Cosmic Fury. Cause some wrecktion, because Ion, he don't think twice about nothing. He asks for forgiveness later. And I feel like a character like that can be joined into any team. Because it's always gonna be a learning lesson, you know what I mean, behind it. So but my answer would probably be Mighty Morphin.
Love it.
Did you know going into the final season that this would be the last season of the current incarnation of Power Rangers before the reboot?
No, I didn't.
The reboot fell apart, so I wonder if that's going to still be the case or not. But yeah, you said you didn't know that?
Did not. None of us knew. We had thought, first of all, I don't know if a lot of people noticed as well, but we thought we was going back for a full 20-episode season. We knew we was doing one season. We thought we was going to do the one season, 22 episodes, and then they was going to invite on the next cast. And Hasbro just popped the balloon, I guess. But I don't know what they're going to do with the franchise. I'm hoping it's something. But, of course, I want them to take their time so it's, you know what I mean, so it can be right and not just done any kind of way. But, yeah, none of us knew that this was going to be the end. And then they end up changing it from 20 episodes to 10 episodes. So we're just like, oh, my God. So it was a lot of stuff that just had us thinking the entire time. But I can also say I enjoyed my 3 seasons. Sadly that it ended with us, but hopefully there is a reboot. Because I would want the franchise has been going on for 30 years. And it's been amazing for 30 years. And it's been supporters behind the show for 30 years. So it's just like, why would you end something like that? You know what I mean? And there's so much that based around the show, like toys and all those different things. So I didn't even get a Lightning collection that I still want. You know what I mean? So
it's coming. It's coming.
So it's just like I'm waiting on those opportunities. And that's, of course, that's not why I wanted the show to end. But that would have been cool to have my own little Lightning collection with my face on it and stuff. Like it's cool having your own action figure and Gold Ranger suit, but like having your face in it, like it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, once and always when they premiered that on Netflix, like if they would just do another one of those, you'd get your wish. You could work with the original Mighty Morphin team.
Yep.
And
But
yeah, Walter Jones and David Yost don't age. They look exactly the same.
so, like, when me and Walter be together and we'll go somewhere, they'll be like, "Is this your son?" Like, "Is this your son?" And Walter would be like, "Nah." They're just like, "Bro, he looks like he could be your son." Like, literally everywhere we go. I remember I did my first Comic Con. And I was sitting in my booth, and someone was just like, "Do you know who you look like?" And I'm me, not knowing too much about it. I'm just like, "Nah, like, who do I look like somebody?" And they were just like, "Walter Jones." Like, Walter Jones. And I had just prior went to an event with Walter, and Walter ended up leaving the event before I did. And one of the dudes was like, "Walter just left his son here?" And he was just like, "Bro, you look like one of the new cats on the new series. Like, it's called Power Rangers Dino Fury. You look like one of the new cats on that show." And me, I'm just going with it. I'm like, "Oh yeah? What's he like?" He was just like, "Yeah, man, it's a cool cat. He the sixth ranger. He the first African American Gold Ranger. Like he looked just like you." But how did Walter just leave his son like that? And I'm just like, one of my friends came in and just like he exposed it. He was just like, "Yeah, man, nah, this is him. That's not Walter's son." So that was a fun encounterment right there. But that I always live rent free in my head. That was a funny moment.
I'm sure people are going to ask you this a lot, but Dino Fury was going on when Jason David Frank passed away. What was that experience like on set? Because he was like probably the most popular next to maybe Austin. And like, what was that set like, or the cons afterwards? Like when you went to the con shortly after his passing, like what was that experience like amongst you and all the other actors?
So we was filming Cosmic Fury when that happened. That was a tough week. That week on set, because I think he passed away on like a Tuesday or something. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that one, but yeah, that was a tough week on set. I know the exact day that he passed away that everybody found out. It was very tough. They wanted to end the day, like, because David was on set that day, and they wanted to like end the whole day and we just re-pick up the next day. But David was just like, "No, let's fight through it. This is what Jason would have wanted. So let's just fight through whatever." So we ended up staying and finishing the day. But it was a tough day. We literally had to take like 4 or 5 breaks. Normally, like, we don't normally do that, like, because we film so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But we took like 4 or 5 breaks that day, and man, it was just a tough day. It was a tough day for the franchise, for us and the cast, of course, their families and stuff like that. So it was a really tough day, a really tough week.
Yeah, amongst the fandom as well, because Jason Frank was one of my first interviews. Well, he was my first interview podcasting.
Oh wow!
And like I've met a few along the way, but he was supposed to be at a con in Columbus the Friday after he died, and they got what's her name? She played the second Yellow Ranger. I cannot believe I'm blanking on her name. She came and did his panel for him as like a tribute, and it was, I wouldn't say awkward, but it was definitely freaking sad.
Was it Karen Ashley?
Yeah, Kieran Ashley. Yep.
Okay.
She's awesome too.
Yeah.
That still would have been hard, though.
I can only imagine. Like, I only can imagine. That's crazy.
So you had mentioned earlier that you were the first African American Gold Ranger. Is that obviously that's the Gold Ranger, the one that you played, but were you like one of the first African American characters at all?
No, I was the first. Walter Jones was the first.
Okay.
African American Power Ranger. I am the first like gold African American Power Ranger, and I'm also the first African American Sixth Ranger. So I'm in the history books twice in Power Rangers history.
So how do you think that affected the fandom? I mean, it's kind of a weird question to be like, how does that make you feel? Because that seems kind of cheesy, but
no, but just I didn't think it was like a big deal going into it. Because when they first told me, "Oh, you'll be the first African American and Sixth Ranger and Gold Ranger," and I'm just like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, "Oh, wow, that's great." And then on April 9th, when I got revealed, so I was a secret for like 6 to 7 months. Like, I was cast on the show. I had went to New Zealand and everything, but I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't post nothing on social media, nothing. Until April 9th, 2021. I always remember that day. And that's when Power Rangers and myself revealed to the world that I was going to be the Gold Ranger in Dino Fury. And the love that the fandom showed me was like I didn't think it was a big deal until that day. And they were just like, oh my God, we got the first African-American Sixth Ranger, African-American Gold Ranger. Like, this is amazing. Like, in franchise history, da da da. And I'm just sitting back like, oh wow, like this is a big thing. I didn't, because me going into it, I'm just like, oh, okay, this is cool. This probably been going on 30 years. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, some cool. Oh, that's nice. You know what I mean? Like, I was shooting it aside. Mm-hmm. And then everyone, when I posted, like, they just showed so much love, and I always appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Dude, I hope you get to continue with this franchise. I hope they find a way, because you seem like legitimately into it, and that's really cool.
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, every bit of it, from all standpoints, from the lows to the highs. I enjoy every bit of it. So I hope they don't discontinue it. That'll suck a lot.
Well, Jordon, thank you so much for being on the show today. Where can everybody find you online and more about what you're doing?
Yeah, so I got a film coming soon. I just booked a film. Can't wait to get that out there. And it's been a minor few changes, but can't wait to get that out there. It's a horror film, so that should be interesting. But on all my social medias, you can just type in my name, Jordon Fite. Jordon is spelled with the O, 2 O's, so Jordon, last name Fite, Fite. But yeah, you can just type that in on any social media platform, and that should pop straight up. So yeah, if you guys want to just see the journey is just beginning. So if you want to be along for the ride, just come on and check out your boy.
Awesome. We'll get all of that in the description for everybody so they can go check it out. I can't wait to meet you next weekend. That's going to be super fun.
Yes, can't wait. Can't wait. This virtual stuff is cool, but in person is just.
And then there's me, who has to be the loser who's having surgery that Friday instead. So.
Oh my God! Well, I'm praying for your speedy recovery.
Thank you.
And I hope
my
everything goes well.
Yay! So much fun. But it was I'm like, when we were looking at going, and I'm like, oh, I can still go. And then I got sick, and I'm like, I can't go and eat fair food for a weekend. No.
Oh, it's fairs there?
There's like, they've got like carnival food.
Oh, okay.
Like food trucks.
Oh, wow. Oh,
and it's good food trucks too.
It's gonna be a great time then.
Yeah. You're gonna have a blast.
It's gonna be a great time.
But then when the surgeon scheduled my surgery for that Friday, and I'm like, oh.
Oh wow, that timing is just terrible.
It is, but I've also been waiting for the stupid surgical consult since the beginning of August.
So yeah,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it's time to get it done. Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to remind all of our viewers and our listeners that subscribing is the most important thing that you can do to ensure that we get more amazing guests like Jordon Fite here and the funny moments that you guys can listen to that I know that you enjoy. So please subscribe. It helps more than you know. And make sure that you check out Jordon's work. And I mean, I guess you could check out the 3 Geeks podcast if you really want. Maybe. You can go and try to count how many geeks.
Yeah, we won't be teaching Honora how to do math.
Yes, we were not letting the 3 Geeks teach my daughter math. Oh my goodness. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in with us. And you know what? That's it from us. So, goodbye.